call to ask you about wait times at Langdale Terminal. Okay, can you see my
Yes,
screen?
I can. Looks
And
good.
then does that advance it?
No,
No?
no. Oh, now it's advanced.
Okay, it's just being slow. I think I might
Okay.
be on 5G. Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Okay. It's 12 o'clock or whatever time. 9 o'clock. Do you want me to let everybody in?
Yes, please.
Okay.
There's other note takers. Great. Oh, big group. Nice. We'll just give everyone a couple minutes to call in.
Hello.
Welcome, everyone. Thank
Hello.
you so much for coming today.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
everyone. Oh, what a great group. Thanks everybody for coming. This is awesome. We'll just wait a couple minutes for people to join in. I am on the road today. I am currently sitting at the Horseshoe Bay BC Ferry Terminal headed to Powell River. And like any good engineer, I can work on the fly. I'm sure all of you have been in this kind of position. I'm in my car and I'm hot spotting, and hopefully we won't have any technical difficulties. But Rebecca is here and she's in her home office and she's here to help out if anything goes terribly wrong. So I am sharing my screen. I'm sharing it from Adobe because that way I could just download it to my actual like hard drive, and I hope that means that I'll avoid any online slide sharing issues. I'm going to keep this presentation very tight, very short. I'm really hoping to get through all the content in 15 to 20 minutes so that I can give you all back the rest of your time. But Becky and I will stay on for a few minutes if anyone has any questions. But this job is easy and super impactful. And like, we're just so grateful that all of you have agreed to be panelists. And for those of you who aren't here live and watching the recording, just so grateful that you're taking the time to do this next week. It's really meaningful to the kids. I'm going to jump right into my second slide if this works. There you go. So you're part of something really big. Every year we do this Future Cities program across Canada. And even though we only have like 70 to 100 schools each year, a ton of classroom children participate, and we have up to like 2,000 kids who do these Future Cities projects in the Canadian Future Cities experience. And it really means a lot to them. I was in my local school last week looking at some of the work that the kids there are doing, and they are able to connect it to all kinds of different aspects of their curriculum. They do a lot of social science work with it. And I mean, they just love meeting a real life engineer. It's so cool to just like tell them about something that they've never thought about before, and also to help them see their own communities in ways that they've never really thought about them before. And you being panelists is just as important as the classroom experience that the Future Cities mentors do in the spring. And so we really appreciate you signing up. And we have people probably here on the call or listening to the recording who might be an engineer, might be a computer programmer, a project manager, or is working in some other STEM area. And all of those experiences that you have in those different professions really help kids see the world in new and unique ways. And we do just really appreciate all the time that everyone puts into it. So today I'm going to talk really specifically about what to expect at the showcase on Thursday next week, and what the plan is for you, and specifically what you need to do. If you have any questions, again, Becky and I will stay on the line. You're welcome to jump in at the end of the presentation. If you want to throw a question into the chat, that's fine too. Becky's monitoring the chat. And if you have questions afterwards, send me an email. We're happy to help out. We do have two interns that just started at EOT in the last couple of weeks, Vanessa White and Tom Rishu, and you may get emails from them over the next little while. So look out for those, and you can always ask them questions as well. Okay, jumping right into it. This is the main run of play for the whole showcase. So for those of you who haven't done it before, we run for 2.5 to 3 hours. We start with a half an hour opening ceremony. So this is a keynote speaker. We're going to have someone from Ontario Tech from their electrical engineering department do a keynote this year. And also Becky will do a bit of a welcome to everyone and talk a bit more about our programming. And Ontario Tech always talks a little bit about the curriculum and the stuff that they have in their engineering faculty, which is really fun for the kids to see. So if you want to join us for that, there'll be a live link to that aspect of the showcase, but you don't have to come to that. Really, the part where you get involved and the kids are showing their work to you, that starts half an hour into the showcase. You probably have a meeting in your calendar, if I've sent it to you, that placeholds this whole period of time. It's like a 3-hour placeholder. But really the main showcase, the panelist work starts half an hour into it. So the kids are split into 3 cohorts, A, B, and C. And depending on their cohort, that determines when they're sharing their work. So on this slide in front of you, when they're showing their work, that's called the showcase. So it's the yellow highlighted piece. So some kids share from 12:35 to 1:05, some are 1:10 to 1:40, and some are 1:45 to 2:15. And depending on the availability that you told us you have in the online form, we will put you into cohorts and into meeting rooms based on your availability. And I'll show you in a second how we're going to share that with you. And you can see from this run of play, when the kids aren't presenting, they get involved in some other really fun activities, like they'll be doing a live Kahoot, and Ontario Tech puts on a 3D design workshop. Once all of the presentations are complete, we do come back together into the live stream and there's a closing ceremony. And we are going to be doing peer awards where the kids real time this year will find out if they won an award based on voting across the country. And we'll share the theme for next year's Future Cities. Sorry, that's a lot really fast. I'm going to get into a bit more detail now. So I hope that I'll answer any questions that you're already thinking of as we move forward here. So accessing the event, this is the important thing. So sometime early next week, between Monday and Wednesday, you are going to get an email from me, and it's going to look a lot like this sample email that's on the screen now that you can see. We're going to build the schedule based on the availability that you told us you have. And for each of those cohorts with the time, you will get unique Google Meet links. We have 60 groups presenting through the whole showcase. And so we have 60 Google Meet links flying around. It's very complicated and we try to keep it really organized. So we will make sure you have your unique ones for the 3 specific presentations or 1 to 3 specific presentations that you'll be watching. So you will get your own personalized email. You can see there, I've got some blue underlined linking for the Google Meets. This is just a sample. You'll get your own special ones. So please look for this email. If you don't get this email, let me know. And check your spam because I might send it through a mail merge. So just make sure you have this before Thursday. And you'll see closer to the bottom of the email, you're also welcome to join us again for the opening and closing ceremonies. And that also has its own link. The way we do the opening and closing is by running it on like a Zoom and then a live link through YouTube. So it'll just be on the Ontario Tech website, and that's where that link's going to take you. Okay, so key message, you will get your own personalized Google Meet links in an email next week. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. You're going to go to your meeting link at the time that's in your email, and the students are going to present to you. Typically, what this will look like is they'll probably be in a room, just the kids presenting, and they'll probably have an iPhone or a computer where they are on video, and they're going to show you their city. Most of the cities will be built out of things like cardboard and recycled materials. They'll be sitting on a table and the kids will walk around the table with the video and show you the work that they've done. And they have about 8 to 10 minutes to do that. The kids get really nervous. These are middle schoolers. Some are as young as grade 4, 5. They go up to about grade 8. They get really nervous and they're not necessarily super coordinated in who's talking when. And so it can feel a little bit chaotic, but just kind of stick with them, help them to feel really comfortable. If they seem stuck, maybe ask a bit of a provocative question to get them to continue talking. And you'll notice that they have any different level of completion with both the polish of their presentation and the work that they're showing you. So some of the cities might just be a sketch on a piece of paper, and that's okay. And some cities might be like out of this world, beyond amazing work. And so just kind of be prepared for anything. So they're going to talk for 8 to 10 minutes, and then you get a chance for about 10 minutes to give them some feedback and ask them some questions. And I'm going to show you a slide in a second with some ideas for questions you can ask them. We just really want the kids to be super excited that they get to share their work with real life engineers. And we want them to be curious, and we want them to just, feel really excited that they did something super cool and they get to hear your feedback, and you do this for a living. And so that can be really impactful for them. And again, just remember, they're going to be really nervous. They're kids, and this isn't a competition. This is a chance for them to get feedback. So just be really nice to them and really soft with your questioning and your feedback. Okay, so here again, here are some sample presentations. You'll notice too, some of the kids will do their presentations on Minecraft or Tinkercad, and they might be showing you virtual work, and that's fine too. Again, just kind of be ready for anything. So your part. So again, I'm going to show you in a second a Q&A sheet that Rebecca put together that's got some really good questions on it that you can use as your starting point. Just use the Q&A to get a bit of a conversation going. You might ask them something like, what was your favorite part? Or what type of engineer do you think you were in your group? Um, and again, be aware that some groups, their presentations might not look quite like you expected. They might do a recording, they might have a virtual model, and they'll all be at different levels of completion. So one of the elements of future cities that you may or may not be aware of is we ask them to consider putting a moving part into their city, especially if they build a physical model. So if they do, excuse me, if they do, make sure you ask them to show you their moving part. They always love sharing that. And something I should have mentioned before, in each of the meeting rooms, there will be an Ontario Tech room facilitator who will make sure that the timing goes well and that you're kept on track, and they'll help with any technical difficulties. So if you're having any issues in your room, just tell your room facilitator. And if you're not even able to get in the room and you're having bigger problems, you can always email me. There'll also be an Ontario Tech person who we can email. I don't know who that is yet, and I'll let you know at the event. If you have any issues, you can message them. Okay, this is the Q&A sheet. This has tons of great questions. And I love how Rebecca split them up into general stuff, creative problem solving, teamwork, future thinking, and world connections. So think about what you would want to be asked, and maybe pick one or two questions from here that you can ask the kids, really just to get them talking. Excuse me. We are going to send out this PDF as well as the recording of this session. And if you click on the download now button, you can get a version of this that's just in a Google Sheet, which is a little bit tidier. So maybe download that before you get to the session so you have this in front of you. Okay, and then after the kids present and you give your feedback, we have this really cute little video that was put together by a youth Olympian just to congratulate the kids on their work. And I'm actually not going to show it to you. It looks like it's embedded in this slide, and it's not. I'm not going to show it to you because you're going to see it when you get there, and it's a lot of fun, and there's a couple surprises in the video. So it always gets a couple laughs from the kids, and a good reaction. And so the Ontario Tech facilitator in the room who's keeping you on track time-wise, they will play this at the end. You don't need to worry about it. And then that ends your session with the kids. And if you're going into another cohort, like one after the other, you'll leave that meeting and then you'll go find your link for your next one and do the whole process over again. That is it. That is the whole content, and I realize I've gotten through it in less than 15 minutes. The last message I just want to share is for those of you who have not done EIR before, we would love to have you back for EIR. And if you're interested in hearing more about it or talking to me about it, please go on to eir.ca and apply and book an interview with me, and I'd be happy to give you more details because we would love to have you all back. For those of you that are already EIRs, you can book a meeting with our interns and share your feedback on how the program's going and let us know what you want to do next year. That is all. that's what I had.
Thank you
Excuse me. So
so
what,
much, Sarah. That was
thank you.
awesome. I thought I would just jump in because I've been trying to address some of the questions coming up in the chat, and there's a couple that came in, so I might as well save my fingers and use my voice, I guess. So Alan was asking how many sessions you'll be assigned to. Alan, that just all depends on what you said your availability was with us. If you said you're available for all the sessions, then we'll probably put you in 3 sessions. And then approximate time of the sessions, Monica. So the first session starts about 12:30 Eastern time, and we have about half an hour for each session. Thank you, Sarah. There's the time block. I know some of you filtered in a few minutes late. So that gives you a sense of when they will be. And like Sarah said, the room facilitators are there. And we have this massive like spreadsheet and a Slack chat going at the time. So if like someone shows up late, we're jumping all over it, and we're like calling teachers if they're not showing up and that kind of thing. Or if somebody's not there, someone from our team might jump in. So we're keeping a close eye on everything. It's really fun.
Can I just add something to that, Becky?
Yeah,
It does happen, not a lot, but it does happen that sometimes a group from a school doesn't show up. If you go in a room and you're alone and you're sitting there wondering what's happening, be patient. We will find you and we will send you a new link or do something to
yeah,
put you into the right place. So just like be patient with us. Go into your links and again, like just wait and we'll figure out a plan for you. We do check on all the rooms to make sure that we've got at least one engineer and at least one group in each room.
yes. Good point. Thank you, Sarah. And then I see there's a question from Libby about what the brief was. So we did something actually a little bit different this year. We told the teachers that they're allowed to choose from the new theme or any of the past themes from previous years. So the themes range from living on the moon, waste-free future, climate crisis, electrify your future. Those are the 4 main ones. We really weren't too fussy on what they were doing with their theme because really our goal is just to create these great experiences, have them meet all of you and learn more about engineering. And that's why when we set up that Q&A sheet, the questions are all very general. It really doesn't matter what the theme was. We just want you to get them thinking about some of those general type questions. Maybe Sarah, can you flip over to that Q&A sheet
I sure
if you
can.
don't mind? Thank you.
I'll just add to that. I think there are many groups who did Living on the Moon. So
Yeah.
if you want to prepare for one theme, that's the one I would prepare for.
Yes. Yeah. And just a spoiler alert, I got to go see some of the Living on the Moon in person last week. And oh my gosh, these kids are so well informed. I was blown away by they did little mini presentations in a sort of a showcase they did at their school. They know their stuff. Like it was really cool. So hopefully that answers your question, Libby, about kind of the brief that they got. Let's see, did I miss anything else? I see there's somebody, Moand. I'm not sure I'm saying your name right. Sorry. If you have concerns about your scheduling or like if something comes up, please send us an email so we can make note of it. We get it. Things happen too. That's why we try and put 2 or 3 engineers in every room, because who knows? Like maybe you wake up and you're really sick that day, right? Things happen. So just let us know. So Alan's asked for the age of the student. So the general target range where we get most activity is grades 6, 7, 8. But Sarah mentioned we have some younger students this year as well. We had I think a couple years ago, or maybe it was last year, we had a grade 3 class that won a peer award. They were awesome. So there's a bit of a range there. What else do we have here? Simran, you're asking, as they're presenting, are we evaluating or grading them? Yeah, it's really more about just, encourage them. So you can use this Q&A sheet to kind of get you thinking. You don't need to worry. It's not a competition. Maybe we'll start there. It's not a competition. The only thing that has some level of competitiveness is the peer awards. And so for the peer awards, we send out the presentations or pictures of all of their cities, rather. We send those out to all the teachers in advance and they vote and then we'll announce. So you guys aren't involved in any way for the peer awards. So hopefully that answers your question too, Libby. There is no winner. It's really just about a showcase. We just want them to have the opportunity to show up, show off all the hard work they've been doing for the past few months. Yeah, there's a bunch of questions about that. Sorry if that was confusing. It's definitely not a competition. Molly, yes, you will get a copy of this Q&A sheet. So Sarah will send out a PDF of this presentation. And if you just click on the download now link, it'll take you to a Google Doc. So you can download that or print it out if you want, whatever you're most comfortable with. Are we having any more, Praneel, you're asking, are we having any more panelist discussions in the future? Not sure exactly if you're asking about other opportunities. We always have stuff coming up where we love to engage our awesome network. So feel free to reach out if there was something specific you were thinking of. Or
I actually think I want to jump in with this one.
please.
Some of you are new and you might not have gotten our very fresh news that we just started a new program called the Innovation Fellow at Engineers of Tomorrow. So this is where we give university students who don't currently have a co-op a chance to work with us a little bit and connect to our network. And in that program, we're trying to create a sort of mentorship panel conversation. So not a panel in that you have to be a technical expert, but for those of you that are interested in participating in like a mentorship discussion with some of these younger people and give them some guidance and tips, that will be coming up. We're going to do one this summer and we'll let everyone know about that and pull in a group of people for that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And even for the people who aren't new, that's probably news for you too. It's really,
Yeah,
really
we haven't
new
really told
program.
anyone. It's very new. Yeah.
Hot off the press. And I just got a question coming in about people wanting to see all the presentations because you're only going to get to see like up to 3 of the presentations. So we can send the same document that we create to send out to all the teachers for the peer awards. We can send that out. There's no sensitive information. We have permission to share. And I think we usually sort of post a public link to it at some point too. So it's really neat. Oh my gosh, they put so much hard work into it. This is great. Any other questions?
Yeah, like feel free to unmute yourself and jump in if you have a question.
Is there anyone on here? I'm sorry, I don't have the list up. Who's done it before? Not, no. Oh, good. Oh, you're gonna have so much fun.
If I could jump in, I've done it once before, Rebecca and Sarah, and I noticed that Sarah had addressed this regarding the link. It was fantastic, wonderful. The kids were amazing. It just for me when I did it, the closing ceremony wasn't automatically connect, and I couldn't participate. The link didn't work for some reason. So perhaps if anyone's perhaps something to consider as an improvement, if anyone would like to stay for the closing ceremony, is the end anyway. Perhaps there is a link for the cohort C at the end. When somebody click end meeting, it would link so that everyone get to go into the closing ceremony, as opposed to trying to find a link or having it reconnect. So I missed that part.
That is such a great idea,
idea.
BT. What I'll do is I will sync up with Ontario Tech, and we will let all the room facilitators know to just put the link in the chat for the cohort C, so they can pop it right in there so you don't have to find it somewhere. I love that idea. And so great suggestion. Thanks so much. And every year, some sort of weird tech things happens. We have our tech check scheduled, I think, for tomorrow to try and make sure we're not going to have something happen. But it's a lot of fun. There's an awesome support team. They have like 30 people on deck helping out at Ontario Tech. Oh, they're amazing. Oh, Laura's on the call. Yay! Oh, okay, thanks, Laura. Laura's the main coordinator we have going at Ontario Tech for their outreach team over there. And thanks for sharing your experience, BT, from last year. So, any other questions?
Okay, so last key points. Please look for an email from me next week. You will get your personalized links. They will only be for you, very special. The Q&A sheet will be in this PDF that we're going to send out alongside the recording of this meeting. And again, if you click on download now at the bottom of the Q&A sheet, you'll get that Google document that you can have in front of you or print off. And last message, just be nice to the kids. They're going to be so excited to share with you and so nervous. And yeah, just make sure that they have a fun time. I think that's the main thing. And they're going to be so thrilled to meet you, real life engineers. It's so cool.
And you all have fun too.
Yeah.
Have fun. Have fun with it.
So thank you all so much for your time today. And please email me if you have questions or if you don't see some of the information I have promised you, and we will get you sorted, and we'll see you all on Thursday.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Becky.
Thank you. Thanks
Bye,
so much
everyone.
for coming, everyone. Thank you, Sarah, for fitting us into your
Thank you all.
You're the best.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Thank you all.